Hey everybody out there in the internet world, I'm Chris, he's Mike,
hey guys.
And you are watching another Dark Avengers comic book review. The review this week goes through books that were released on July 25th, the last Wednesday of July 2012, and boy oh boy were there a lot of books. But once again, the very beginning of this review, I have two books that won't be coming, well, one book that won't be coming back, and the other book ends in its first story, but let's get through this book first. Lord of the Jungle, issue 6 is my last pickup. Once again, especially with finances and stuff like that, it's a bit difficult to stick to every single book that comes out. You made sure the camera will catch everything down here, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a bit harder to hang on to books like this right now, and it's a pretty good read. I won't say it's not. I will be refraining from buying any more because of A, the amount of new books that are going to be coming out from Marvel, and B, the amount of new books coming out in general as of September, and C, finances as well. So Lord of the Jungle is a very good read. For those of you who like Tarzan, I would highly recommend this book. For those of you who are just like, you know him, but you're not sure if you want to read about him, then I would say it's not worth the $3.99, but for those huge die-hard fans, absolutely positively. Resident Alien, issue 3 of 3, or actually issue 4 of 4, because issue 0 counts as the first issue. I'm not going to say I was fairly disappointed with this series, but at the same time, I said that this issue was going to make or break whether I bought the next story arc, and to be quite honest, you could tell from the very beginning of the story arc that his identity was going to be found out by somebody. You knew the government was somehow going to get involved and want to go after him, and that's exactly how this story ended. It ended very, you could tell what was going to happen by the middle of the first story arc, and I'm not saying I need a book that's going to keep me guessing all the way till the very end, but it's really not the type of book for me. I would say give it a try when it comes out in trade. It shouldn't be too much money. But for a $3.50 price tag, I definitely won't be coming back for Resident Alien's second book, which is actually going to be called, I will say that much, it's going to be called The Suicide Blonde.
Wow, what's that?
Interesting. But yeah, I won't be coming back for Resident Alien. It's his next story arc. Not my type of book. Okay, so those are the two drops, and now let's keep going with the rest of the comic books, which I highly enjoyed this week actually. Star Wars. I was wrong in unboxing Friday, and I actually have to upload this week's unboxing Friday. I'm sorry it's late, guys. It'll definitely be up before this video though, so I'm talking now in the past, but for you guys it'll be already up. Because when this is up in the present, your present, the video will be up before this. Anyway, Star Wars Blood Ties, Boba Fett is Dead, issue 4 of 4. I thought this was a 5-part issue miniseries. Apparently I was wrong. There's a issue 1 coming out for another new Star Wars miniseries. So this is already over, guys. This is the last part. And I feel bad that it's not 5 parts. It was a really good book. The artwork was really nice. I'll give you guys some examples of the artwork. I really enjoyed it. Boba Fett found out who was the one that put the hit out on him. His wife fell in love with the guy he tried to save, who apparently, he calls him brother. So I'm wondering if they were brothers or if they were both considered clones. But in the end, basically, Boba Fett and him walk off, and that's really the end of the story. But it was a really, really good story. I would definitely say give it a check out. It was a really good book, and the artwork was spectacular. If you didn't get the 4 issues individually, I'm very sure that Dark Horse will be releasing a trade paperback of the book very soon, pretty soon. So definitely check it out when it comes out in your local comic shop, or go back and buy the 4 issues. Either way, this was worth the money. It was a really good miniseries. If you like Star Wars, you're going to love this. If you don't like Star Wars and you're a Boba Fett fan, you're going to like this. If you don't like either of them, then I don't even know why you're bothering to watch this part of the review. I would have fast forwarded to this part. Manhattan Project, issue 5. continuing to be out there. This book is very much out there. Aliens are involved. Albert Einstein's door from the previous issue is mentioned and used as a means to travel to the aliens' world. I forgot the doctor's full name. It's right in the back. I love references in the back. They're beautiful. Joseph Oppenheimer is a crazy... I can't even begin to tell you guys what he did at the very beginning of this book. And actually the way they know about Albert Einstein's door is because Richard actually mentions it, and Albert Einstein's like, no, I should have killed him when I had the chance, but I was actually being sympathetic that, you know, he helped me and everything. I'm not going to mention what happened with the aliens either. You guys just have to read it. But I will show you guys the last page. Professor Oppenheimer is at the door. He wants to use it to find the infinite amount of worlds. I loved his closing remarks, though. We have become death, destroyers of worlds. Looking forward to the next issue a lot. It's really good. Guys, I'll tell you one thing about Manhattan Project. It's very involved, it's very out there, and it's crazy. You have to think 20,000 different ways to completely grasp everything that's going on in this book. But if you can, to be honest, it's a very involved book. It's an out there book, and I'm not really into a lot of out there books. This is basically one of the few out there books that I get. But if you can deal with out there, books that are out there, you will enjoy Manhattan Project. I am really enjoying it. Hickman just delivers beautifully with this book. I really, really enjoy it. I'll be sticking around for the next issue. I would say give it a check out. It's really good. For those of you who are indie readers, you're going to love this book. Ghostbusters fans can rejoice this week because Ghostbusters issue 11 came out. And I'm so happy so far. Midtown has been sending me all the covers I wanted. I only need one more. All the covers make this huge mural. So they're traveling the U.S. still. They get to Roswell in this one. It must be Alien Week because everything's aliens. So they're at Roswell, and it's a restricted area, and they're fighting ghost aliens, or are they? Actually, we find out at the very end of the book how real these ghost aliens actually are, and we find out what they really are, and I don't want to spoil too much, but the whole book is basically, here's the problem. They do the studying of the area and what really happened there, and then in the end it's all revealed. So I don't want to give too much away because basically it's a whole, okay, here's the situation, let's do some research on it, let's get the situation under control, and let's capture the ghost, and that's what happens in the end. And then it's moving on to the next and final issue of the Haunted America. Really enjoy it. If you're a Ghostbusters fan, you'll absolutely enjoy it. If you're not a Ghostbusters fan, once again, I don't know why you're even listening to this part of the review. But, guys, I've always liked Ghostbusters. It's a really good read. You want to give it a shot, I'd say wait till issue 13 because issue 12 is going to continue the Haunted America. Unless you want to go back 3 issues, then you're more than welcome to go back 3 issues and start from the beginning of Haunted America. Okay, we're in IDW for the rest of the indie books. IDW's got Transformers First More Than Meets the Eyes, issue 7. It's leading into next month's Dinobot, well, this month, but this is the end of July, so it's leading into August Dinobot month, and it's concluding July's Decepticon month. And it's all about the Decepticons here. Certain Decepticons on a certain planet don't know the war's over yet, or they have hints that the war is over, but they're not really sure about it yet. While jumping back to Rodimus's ship and all that's going on there, everybody's mourning. Oh God, what's the name? Why do I forget names?
Index cards.
Index cards needed, please.
Or little like tags and you put them.
Wrong. I believe it's wrong. Am I right? Rung.
Yeah,
Yep.
just so Rung.
It's all about Rung's. He was killed in the last issue. He was the Autobot that was killed, and I forget who's talking to Rung though. Oh god, they mentioned his name in the last issue. It's probably in the back. They probably have the roster. I hope they have the roster, or else they got rid of it. Nope, yeah, they got it right here. Ratchet, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like.
Oh no, Tailbreaker.
Oh, is that a Ratchet?
No, Ratchet's the medical officer.
Oh.
Tailbreaker is actually talking about what he saw in the center of the ship, and that it's Overlord. And they're holding him prisoner, and you see this little robot, this little thing is looking over his shoulder and recording everything he's saying. So he actually took pictures and he sticks it in Rung's hand, the data chip, and that's all you see of it for now. And then there's more back and forth between the Decepticons and the ship and Rodimus's ship. It turns out somebody on the ship, though, knows about Overlord. They go to Rung. You don't see who it is yet, and they actually take that data chip out of Rung's hand. And that's the last you see of that. And then this all concludes with what I'm looking forward to next month. Grimlock.
Ah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing Grimlock in the next issue of More Than Meets the Eyes. We also have Grimlock in next week's book, Regeneration 1. I haven't read any of the books from last week yet because I want to keep my mind fresh on these books. So I would say this was a really good book. It jumped around from two different places into two different places, though. So for those of you who are reading this on the, as a speed read to finish it, definitely this is not a book to speed read. This book you definitely have to sit down and dedicate a couple of minutes to, because it jumps around from one story to another, and it's very easy to kind of mix certain things up and not get exactly what's going on. So definitely read this book in depth. But it's ending one story and it's starting up the Grimlock story. Really good. Highly recommend it. Micro Series is continuing with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Micro Series number 6, Casey Jones. It's all about Casey's past. It goes back to why Casey is the way he is with his father, and it jumps into the past where his mother is dying, and she gives him this golden hockey stick, and the father actually gives it away because he has a debt that he owes. So Casey and Raphael kind of go collect. They get back the hockey stick, the golden hockey stick necklace, and as Casey Jones in the hockey mess, he threatens the guy and says, he's paid up. I want you to leave the Jones family alone. Their debt is paid, and that's that. And basically the mother made Casey, before she died, promise to always make the father believe he's the strong one, even though Casey's really the stronger one. And I don't want to say what happens to Casey in the end, but let's just say Casey Jones is a very, very rough life in this relaunched title. I'm really enjoying the Micro Series. It does connect a lot to the actual series, but this book kind of is like out of the way. It really doesn't connect to anything in particular. It just has it exists. We just don't know where within the story. We just know where it's after, not where it's before.
So what's the next origin story after Casey?
After Casey Jones, we have April.
Oh, April's
Looking forward to April.
I didn't think they do it.
I think after April they're gonna do Shredder and then Krang.
Didn't they do Shredder?
No, they didn't do Shredder yet.
Oh,
They went through the 6 Turtles. The 4 Turtles, Splinter, and now Casey. Next is April.
Oh, I'm not.
Book of the month and book of the year for the 12 months that it's been going on, because it's been the book of the month. Book of the month for 12 issues now. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 12. It ended the first story arc. It was beautiful. It was a lot of issues, and I know a lot of people that would complain about that. Let me explain, though. The story was separated into 3 stories that interlocked into one humongous story, so it worked. It really did work. It ended really well. Ninja Turtles versus the Foot versus Shredder. It was epic. The ending was awesome. As you guys saw, we did do the live... when we did the live show, I actually wanted to review this book, and it was because this book was just simply... cramp in the back. This book was just simply amazing. From beginning to end, all 4 Turtles versus Shredder, and they do, and also Casey's there as well, and they just did an awesome job. It was the way it was written, the way it was drawn was just beautiful. Hob comes to his end. I won't say how. And the next part to Stockman, the next phase with Stockman is put into action by Krang. So we're going to see what happens next to Stockman. I'm trying to find some good artwork to show you guys.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. Wonderful artwork. I'm a little skeptical of what's going to come next for the Turtles because in the next issue, I believe it's a new artist.
Oh, no.
And the writers are staying the same, though, so the story's going to be still awesome, I'm sure. It's just the artwork. You know, you want complementary good artwork with your good story. So I'm hoping that the artwork complements the story, and I'm looking forward to issue 13, where we go into the next phase of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Volume 5, I believe we're on. So, I would highly recommend this, guys. Every month I recommend this book, and every month somebody else takes me up on that recommendation, and every month somebody comes back to me and says, Chris, you were right. The longer it takes for you guys to realize that I'm recommending this book highly for a reason, the further back you're going to be. When I first recommended this book, a lot of people jumped on it. They appreciated it. Last month I recommended this book. Somebody's like, oh, I got to get 3 trades. It was so good this issue, I have to go back, and there's like 2 or 3 trades now. I should have listened to you from the beginning. Guys, listen to me while you have the chance. 12 issues, they're going to probably make one big book on the first volume, possibly. Don't quote me. I'm just throwing a shot in the dark. You want to get this book. It's really good. It's an enjoyable miniseries. Even if you only read the big 2, DC and Marvel, IDW is coming up very fast. Just like Image and a couple of other indie books, IDW, the indie books are erasing the line between the big 2, which is DC and Marvel, and the indie books. The indie books are coming up and are producing just as well as the big 2. So soon there's not going to be a line between indie and the big 2. It's going to just be by company. IDW is doing a really good job with Turtles and a lot of other books. I would love to try to get G.I. Joe in the future. Not anytime soon. Once my finances get better, I would love to see what else IDW has been providing to people, because a lot of people tell me G.I. Joe is also good. I'm getting all the Transformer lines. I'm getting all the TMNT lines. I'm getting Lock and Key. Lock and Key's one-shots coming out in August. I'm looking forward to that. And the final volume starts in September for Lock and Key, the final book. I'm looking forward to that. IDW's been providing a lot, but guys, I've always highly recommended this book. Listen to me. You won't regret it. Are you doing something back there?
No, it's just moving.
Okay.
Probably makes a noise.
Superman, issue 11, came out.
Why? I thought you...
Just because it's Dan Jurgens' artwork. I love Dan Jurgens. Didn't really appreciate... I don't like the new DCU. Everybody knows that. But I have to say one thing about Dan Jurgens. He draws a wonderful Superman. Always has, and always will. Dan Jurgens' artwork is second to none. Awesome. However, I'm not enjoying the new Superman, but that's beside the point. In this story, it turns out Russia's trying to create its own Superman. So this way, if Superman ever becomes a threat, they can defend themselves with their own Superman. Except their project goes horribly wrong. And in the end of the book, it's Superman versus their project, and it doesn't bode well for Superman by the last page.
So is this like another Doomsday?
No,
so to speak?
No. We'll find out in August in Superman number 12. But I'm just throwing it out there, guys. If you're interested in the new Superman, here he is. I can't say I recommend this book, and I can't say I hate this book. I'm just going to say it exists. And if you guys are interested, it's up to you. The Comedian, issue 2 of 6. He goes to war in this issue, and it's a really good read. It's very in-depth. It's very, you get deeper into the Comedian's, like, work now. In the last issue was that, but in this issue it's more of him during the war. I believe this is the Korean War, and there's some dirty stuff that happens towards the end of the book. And you guys just got to read it to find out. But the artwork is really, really good in this book as well.
It looks good.
But it's written very well. The story's pretty good. It's up to you guys if you're interested. Also, you get the next part to the Crimson Corsair. I really am enjoying all of the Before Watchmen books. They have the advertisement for the month of August. We have, oh no, this is the month of July, I'm sorry. This is the last book for July. Next week's book has August. I did look through next week's Night Owl, which was very interesting, but we'll talk about that in the next episode. I would definitely say check this book out. I'm enjoying The Comedian. So far, the only book that I'm really not enjoying is Ozymandias. So that's the only book that I'm really like, about. Next is yours.
Yes. Okay, Justice League Dark, issue number 11.
You're keeping an eye on the time, right? Okay.
Yes. This book was wow. I mean...
When you say wow, do you mean wow wow or just wow?
Just wow wow. Like, jaw drop. Like, first of all, it goes, talks about...
oh, that's a perfect picture.
Yeah, I was going to show this. The team that went after the demons that were attacking one of the agents. So, oops.
So,
sorry.
Okay, we're done. The end. Next book. Let's go.
Yeah, so basically they're just fighting after the demons, and John Constantine, who is the leader. I thought this line was funny, this part where Deadman said, who died and made you eat anyway? Oh right, I guess I did. I thought that was a funny line that he did there. So Dr. Miss and John Constantine go after Dr. Bias? I don't know how you say his name, it's very difficult. We go into the origin story of Timothy Hunter. He was a boy who was into magic, and he couldn't cope well with magic, in a way. And she pays a visit to him to tell him that, you know, we need you, and, you know, you have to go back to your magic powers. And he says that ruined his life, and you basically know the origin story of his own thing. I will give you a spoiler that Dead Man is sent to the land of the dead.
Yeah, for now.
For now. And that leads John Constantine going after the Doctor. He does get the Book of Magic back from him. And the ending part...
he gets betrayed.
He gets betrayed by someone, but I am not going to tell you who it is. But to be honest, wow. That's the wow part of that. Just a shocker. And it's to be continued until...
next month.
Yeah, next month. I cannot wait to see what's in store for John Constantine, as well as, how do you say this name?
Follis.
Oh, Follis, yeah. So just to see that, the betrayal in this book, just amazing. You guys should definitely pick this up. It's a great read.
It's like the only Justice League book left after Justice League International 12 that we'll be doing.
But yeah, I can't wait for issue 12.
And the rest of this, the rest of DC is looking green. Green Lantern New Guardians, issue 12. The New Guardians are going after, the Lanterns from each corps are going after Larfleeze. And it's revealed here who actually took the rings from each of the corps and sent them to Kyle Rayner. It's all revealed here. So the other Lanterns are going after Larfleeze, and the rest of the book basically is one humongous fight between Larfleeze and the New Guardians, so to speak. And one of them doesn't make it out, and I will sort of spoil that, so you can fast forward 2 seconds after I'm done saying this. The person who doesn't come back, or at least for now, was Glombus. Glombus was killed by his own creator, Larfleeze, and for those of you who've been reading this like myself and have been grown to enjoy the character, you know, it tugs at your heartstrings, but at the same time you have all the Lanterns that go after Larfleeze after that. And then at the very end, the person who sent all the rings is revealed. I'm not going to spoil that until next month's review, where we'll be reviewing the next issue. All I will say though is when this does end, it turns out that the person who wanted them to kill Larfleeze shows up right above Larfleeze's world, to be continued. So next month, guys, I'll talk more in depth about who sent the rings to Kyle Rayner, and we'll probably find out why at the same time. So it'll be a perfect time to, you know, you have a month to read this book before it gets really spoiled in my next comic review. I like to leave a couple of things open because, once again, I know a lot of you guys enjoy when I tell you everything that happens in the book every little detail, every little spoiler. But then again, there are a lot of people that enjoy having those little things left out because either they didn't read the book yet, or they just want to hear a little bit about the book to make them determine whether they want it or not. Now, I want you to get the book. If I tell you everything that happens, you're not going to want to go out and buy this.
Or keep them interested by telling them who did do what, and then they'll have to see for themselves.
I'm talking about that already. Thank you. But yes, that's why I'm leaving certain things out. I want you to go out and I want you to buy these books. I got what it's doing. It's okay, Sin. Cindy's behind the camera. Green Lantern issue 11, The Black Hand is back. And man, once again, this book we talked about in the live cast. Black Hand's back on Earth and he resurrects, I'm going to spoil a little bit, his family. And it turns out he wants to kill the entire world and be the master of the world. And that's what his goal is. While back on Nook, Sinestro gets released into Hal Jordan's care, and this was the part I liked, and this is the part I'm going to show you guys.
Oh yeah, we did that, I think.
Yes. He keeps trying to tell Sinestro what he had to do to release him, that like what he said, like did he believe in whatever. And where is this page? It was this page, I believe. It was a page. Hold on.
It's about the thing you showed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I just showed you that one.
No.
Isn't it?
Basically, Nostromo fixed Hal Jordan's ring, and Hal Jordan basically now is able to control his own ring. He basically owns his own ring now. Sinestro isn't the master of the ring anymore. Oh, here it is. Basically, Hal Jordan is the owner of his own ring now. It's not under Sinestro anymore. Hal Jordan controls it, and he can do whatever he wants with it now, including hurt Sinestro. So that's how Hal Jordan kind of is more independent now. He has his own ring back again. And they go to Sinestro's place, or his own little bat cave. And it turns out Sinestro has the Book of Black. We get the next Omen. Every year there's an Omen for Green Lantern. Well, this year's is no different. Here's your Omen. You got Kyle Rayner looking like a Red Lantern. He actually is a Red Lantern. You got Guy Gardner in jail. You got the Red Lantern. You have Atrocitus leading the Manhunters. You have the Guardians of the Universe executing John Stewart. And you have the new Green Lantern that everybody's going to be talking about from issue 0, and you have hooded people way out in the background. And then the last page is to be continued, but let's just say in the next issue it's going to be Black Hand versus the two Green Lanterns. Let's hope that Sinestro stays green, at least until after this story arc is up. And what time are we at? Oh, we are? Perfect timing!
Oh, wow.
Come back for the next part where it's completely and utterly all Marvel. I would highly recommend Green Lantern and Green Lantern New Guardians. One of the few books that I really do enjoy from DC Comics. I only get now 11 books. That's how many fingers I have plus one more. That's pretty sad. So guys, see you guys in the next part where we'll conclude this week's Dark Avenger comic book preview.
See you there.